Hi, welcome to another episode of Soulmate Talk. I am your host, Geozuwa, and tonight's topic is aromatherapy, sensuality, and relationships. And of course, we bring you this show to give you as much information as possible for you to find and maintain a beautiful, healthy, loving relationship. So we're here to give you as much information as possible, and hopefully you take something from each show and you're able to be in that perfect relationship. And tonight, well, before we get to the guest, let's introduce my co-host. Very important. Kristen, say hello.
Hello.
Well, tell them who you are. Say, I'm the co-host, Kristen.
I'm the co-host, Kristen.
Perfect. And personal trainer, relationship expert.
Yeah.
Okay, and tonight's guest is Irina Gubenko. She is a aromatherapist and a groove facilitator.
Yes, that's correct.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much. Hello, everyone. Thank you for having me. What an exciting topic.
Yes, so let's get right into it. Do you want to tell us a little bit first about what you do?
Of course.
Okay,
yes,
tell
yes.
us.
So I'm a certified aromatherapist and I'm a wellness consultant. Also a groove facilitator. Groove movement was developed by Misty Tripoli. It's a trademark. It's actually moving your body, allowing yourself to move your body in a way that it only feels good to you. Mm-hmm. It's allowing you to be you. It's not your traditional follow the leader type of dance. It really allows for self-expression and self-love. And we will talk more about that later. And of course, I use essential oils in my classes because to open up senses, to really provide this amazing sensual experience for people. Also, I'm a relationship coach.
I see. You know what? You're on the show. I didn't even know you were a relationship coach as well.
Yes, I am. My clientele mostly women. I work mostly with women, helping them tap into their feminine and to their sensuality, to really embrace their femininity and feminine powers, because oftentimes in today's society, we see women tapping into masculine a lot, not realizing how powerful they are actually as women.
Women are the more powerful of the species, by the way, just to let you know.
Oh, thank you for that confirmation.
Well, I want the audience to know as well. This is Staten Island, so...
You will not get an argument from me. Yeah, so basically my goal is to help people really tap into their true essence, to tap into their magnificence, to live free, joyful, happy life, and build happy relationships, not only with others, but first with yourself.
Right, and that, and that's one of the things, that's been the main theme of every episode we've been doing. And what I'm teaching my students as well is you have to be happy with yourself first. So work on you first and not look for happiness outside of yourself. Once you have it within, once you're able to be happy with yourself, everything else falls into place. It's much easier for people to be around you even when you're tapping into your own happiness. And something you mentioned, of course, and I think our last episode was self-love and appreciation before the relationship. And that's one of the things you do as well, right? You bring your clientele to love themselves first, correct?
Yes. And there's a lot to be said these days about self-love. Everybody talks about self-love, self-love. You have to love yourself. How? For people who are on the spiritual path, it's easy to understand.
Yes.
But people who are just trying to find a path or who are not in a good place, self-love could be a very difficult concept to even to be open to. Okay.
Absolutely.
So that's where aromatherapy can help, where essential oils. First of all, let me tell you what essential oils are. They come from the same evolutionary processes as we are. Okay. So that's why when we use essential oils, we use what Mother Nature gave us. They really help us to discover who we are. Okay. And also, in groove movement, as I mentioned earlier, oftentimes we see people really not being who they are, not loving themselves.
Yes.
Time out. Real quick, what advice, because this is very important, it's been stuck in my head, so I have to just...
Yeah.
What if the person has no rhythm and really can't dance? What do you do with those people?
You don't have to have a rhythm.
Okay, so what do you do with them?
You allow them to be themselves. That's the whole point of groove.
Okay.
Yes. So it's
Are you talking
really,
about actual dancing?
Yes, that's what it is, dancing. Yeah.
Well,
Oh, all right.
you step into your true essence of who you are. You really allow yourself to be, because we believe in groove that there's no wrong or right way of doing things,
Okay.
because you can get it wrong, meaning, you know, the way you move your body,
Right.
George moves his body and I move my body very different. We're very different. We have different experiences. We have different conditioning. We have different mindsets. I could be more open. He might not be.
I'm very open, and I'll tell you this: I am the best dancer in my mind.
I don't know.
Absolutely, in my mind.
In your mind,
In
okay.
my mind.
Okay.
And that's what you have to believe.
Thank you,
Because
yes.
you are the best dancer for you. And
Yes.
dance is such an amazing form of self-expression. It has always been. Our ancestors danced for everything.
Yes, yes,
You
yes.
know, it's a beautiful expression of the soul. And oftentimes people, because of course fear of shame, fear
Yeah,
of, you know, being laughed at as a result of conditioning that we all
Right.
Right.
grew up with,
And
and
once
images.
you get past that, and let's say with the groove movement, and you're just going with it, and there is no right way, no wrong way, and you're just doing it, you feel good. You're breathing, and of course you throw in the aromatherapy as well. That adds that extra sense to it, that opens you up.
Open your
But,
lungs.
yeah, you know,
taking in the breath.
You teach this groove movement. They basically just dance however they want to dance.
Okay, so what happens is, in the beginning, it's very important to say that nobody cares what you look like. And if you think about it, I always say, if I take a picture of you as a group dancing, who would be the first person you'd look at? Yourself, right? Because
Right.
you
Well-
wouldn't care what everybody else looks like.
Well-
You care what you look like. So it's kind of like, okay, so nobody cares what you look like. You cannot get it wrong. Okay? Your way is the right way. And you should look different. Don't
Right.
try to look like me, because
Right.
I need you to not follow me what I'm doing.
Right.
So what we do is actually we show people some simple steps. It could be 1, 2, 1, 2,
Okay.
3. The way I do 1, 2, 1, 2, 3 could be very different from what George does or you do,
I
right?
think you should get up and show us how you dance.
If we had more room, if we were in the bigger studio, I would definitely get
maybe
up.
next time we should definitely try it.
Absolutely. Maybe we'll bring the cameras on location.
That would be a wonderful experience. And I'm actually having a fundraiser, Groove, in June.
Nice.
So it's a beautiful, we call it united and unique experience, because we are all unique in our own essence, who we are, the way we move our body with our experiences, but then we all unite in the same rhythm, and we all unite as humans, as spiritual beings. So we are united and we are unique. So really, when you're on a dance floor with me, I cue you, I give you certain directions, but it's up to you to put it in your body and make it your experiences.
Right.
And let it be whatever it's going to be, whatever it's going to open up for you. The point is just be yourself.
Right.
Be
Okay.
authentic you.
So now this will help for those that are looking to get into a relationship. This will help get out of their way to be more confident, to express
Absolutely.
more of their inner self. Because if you're doing that in the physical, if you're doing it, let's say in the groove, the groove movement, you're opening up yourself. So now you're speaking from that internal self. Yeah. So you're more comfortable with you, and it will definitely help to get into that relationship or attract someone that is going to appreciate that inner you.
She's telling people to be themselves.
Yes. So. Yes.
Self-love.
I'm
Self-love, and that's what
We
to
just
me.
said.
I'm just reiterating
Yes.
it.
So wait.
Thank you.
So what? But I think I just did that as well. Thank you, co-host.
I nice and simply spelled it out.
Well, my next thing is this. So let's say a person can't get to you or get to a groove facilitator, and they're in their home and they're watching this. What advice could you give them that would have the same effect as being in a groove session?
Okay, just simple. Put the music on and dance like no one's watching.
Should they videotape it? No?
No,
Just,
why?
okay.
You know what? Just be you. Practice that when you're cleaning your house. You know, when you just home by yourself, not even you cooking. Put some music on and just move, just dance. Allow the energy to move through you. You know, don't think too much about it. You home by yourself. Just do whatever it is that you want and experiment with that.
Yeah.
And whatever happens, happens. Whatever, you know, emotions rise up, and some of them, you know, I often have experienced people cry in the class because. And they tell me, Irina, I'm not used to being just me. It's just me, and it's so revelating and liberating. And
that's beautiful.
I believe the last time I felt like this, and the tears, and it's okay, allow that.
Of course.
That's very heart opening.
Yeah.
Can you imagine if that opens your heart, how you treat others in your life?
Of course, that's beautiful.
You know, you allow yourself to be. We hide behind so many shells, so many masks. And when you just allow people and to be open, because in Groove we do a lot of movements also that build self-confidence. We open up the chest. We work on heart chakras, different energy centers. But it's all fun. You know, we don't tell participants we're going to work on. No, it's not that. Because we want people, if you are on a spiritual journey, you can think of it as chakra experience opening. If you just experimenting, you can just dance. You know, we don't want you to think, and because mind has a tendency to put things in boxes.
Right.
Okay, so now this and that, so it becomes another box, another experience, another something that you put in the box, and we don't want that to happen. We just allow participants to have the experience that they want without being too much in their mind and thinking about what it is that they should or should not be doing and feeling or thinking.
That's another thing, when people are in their own heads and they overthink and they think too much and they put restrictions on themselves, they interfere with the possibility of, you know, being in tune with themselves, which would allow them to be open to better, higher relationships.
Absolutely.
So let's talk.
Go ahead.
Oh, no, let's go ahead. Go ahead, co-host.
What did you, I don't know if we were on the air when you said it, but you were saying something about how women are too much in the masculine instead of being in the feminine. What do you mean by that exactly?
Well, time out. Before you answer that, Irina, is this one of your friends?
No.
Okay. I just want to make sure that, do you know anyone who is more in the masculine?
I know people, yes.
People. Okay. But by the way, we're helping one another on the show as well, besides the viewers. So, you may answer the question now, Irina. I said sometimes I have to clarify things with the co-host.
He just has to bust my chops. But go ahead.
You guys are great. You know what? As we know, with so many changes in our society, women's roles change, men's roles change. And women stepping into workforce and just taking on a lot of responsibilities that men used to have. How do you think men feel about that? Where does
Why don't you answer that?
Where does
I love it.
put men?
Well, I'll tell you right now, I am comfortable with me, and I love a strong woman. Of course, I love a woman who's confident. I love a woman who knows
Most
who she
men
is.
do not, though.
Well, maybe not. And you know what? That's their problem, their issues. But I understand where you're saying. I'm sorry. Go ahead, finish.
Yeah,
She just asked me how I
let's
felt
talk about
it.
confidence a little bit.
Okay.
There's a difference where if I come as a woman from a place of confidence of, yes, let's go, let's do this, you know, let's get this project going. I come from a place of confidence in my relaxed state as a woman with a sensual self, with caring, loving confidence. There's a difference in confidence and how men receive
Excuse me,
that.
I'm sorry. Well, here's what I do love. I love a strong, confident woman, but who is at the same time very feminine. So I should have clarified that. Yes, because I do love the very feminine woman who is also strong and confident.
Okay, but on the same concept,
Yeah.
I agree.
With?
But what you're saying about women and how they should be strong but yet feminine as well.
And sensual. She did say
Yes,
sensual.
sensual.
That's
But
very
I
important.
feel men, on the other hand, should be masculine, in control. However, they take it to the next level where they feel like they have to control. And
well, you don't want, that's not good. You don't want to be in a relationship with a person that is like that.
And not even really very manly nowadays.
But let's look at that statement. They should. They should.
Right.
Should you?
Should I what?
Should you be confident and open-hearted?
Yes.
Okay, so you know what? It starts with you. I used to think this way in my relationships with men, and I said to myself, Irina, who the hell do you think you are? Who the hell do you think you are? You know, you want him to open his heart, he has to open his heart, you have to open your heart. You know, mine's shut down right now, but you have to open your heart.
Right.
You have to be masculine, step into your role, but I want to do this and do that. You know, men are part of this evolutionary process. I mean, if you think about it, men used to go to war. They used to build homes. They used to fight. They had that masculine energy.
But this is what I'm saying. They don't, and they had the chivalry to go with it.
Yeah, let me allow. You know, I just want to expand on that a little bit. So what happened? But they also used to die and fight for women, for love. Okay, so let's not forget that. So if we're gonna start take on a lot of that masculinity, it puts men in a very confused state of mind.
Not all men are confused, by the way.
No.
I'm going on record, I'm not confused.
And it's not to say confused in judgmental sense. It could be on a subconscious level, unconscious level. You know, we don't know. But it is a little intimidating when a woman steps too much into her masculinity. And it happens like on every day. It's so automatic. We walk around asleep. We don't even realize sometimes all these responsibilities that we take on, not allowing men to be men. And what happens in relationships is there's a lot of confusion. There's a lot of unhealthy stuff starts to happen. And when you come from a place of love, because we need to love. I always tell my clients, you have to love men, because without men, they are force of energy. If you look at Indian culture, Shiva, Shakti is a feminine, Shiva represents male genitals, and it's a life force energy. And you have to love that life force energy. We all in this together, and you know, approaching every man from a place of love. Whether you get along or not, it's a different story, then you're going to have to see. But if we approach a man with a judgment, well, he should do this, he should be this way, he should be that way, start putting things in boxes. Who are you to say? Everybody has their own experiences, and we need to be open, again, working on you, loving yourself, that confidence of you as a woman coming from a place of love, compassion, so much needed in the world.
Oh, absolutely. So just to continue with that, just like on the last show I just did with Kristen about manifesting your intentions, you know, what you're thinking about, what you're focusing on, that is exactly what you're going to see. What you believe is what you're going to see. You know, where most people say seeing is believing, but the fact is what you believe is what you will see. So when you say, or your friend says, that men are this way or men are that way, guess what? You believe that? That is what you're going to see. So the men who are or would be a perfect match, they're not going to come into the picture because you're not going to see them. You're only going to see what you believe. Mm-hmm. You believe, and I'm not saying you, I'm saying to the audience,
right.
You believe men, you can't be trusted. Guess what? You're going to see the men that can't be trusted.
Exactly.
You think that a man is should be in control and masculine, but they take it too far. Guess what? You're going to see the men who are masculine, take control, and then take it too far.
But that's not always true, because
it's absolute. So this, you have to put yourself in a state of being comfortable with you, being okay with who you are, loving yourself, having the self-esteem, the confidence, stepping into your feminine, stepping out of the masculine.
And they are just a bonus.
I agree, 100%.
So, thanks. Thank you. You know, there are a number of men that watch the show as well that are looking for that perfect soulmate.
I'm just
saying, you know what, man? You're not just a bonus. You're not just a bonus.
No, but I didn't mean men.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
right.
What I really meant, it goes both ways for men and women. You really have to love yourself, no matter what gender you
absolutely.
are. And then everybody else who comes into your life is a great bonus, because then you're open to them. Because you're open, you're not coming from a place of judgment. You're not saying they should do this or how they should act. You know, you really have to sometimes allow people be and allow their essence to shine. And how many times, you know, sometimes, you know, a man offers to help you, and I've seen my clients, you know, oh no, I can do this myself.
Yes.
I can do this myself. You know what? So where subconsciously male mind reads, okay, so she's masculine.
And back away.
And back away.
Yep.
And it doesn't happen on a level of conscious level, you know, of course. So it's all about opening your heart. That's what we do through aromatherapy. That's what we do through groove movement. Being yourself, being comfortable with you, being comfortable around, like for women, I always say, be comfortable around other women too.
Which a lot of women are not comfortable around other women.
Yes.
A lot of
Right.
women are very territorial.
Competitive sometimes, territorial, jealous.
Yes, yes.
Could be.
And yeah, there's some horror stories that we're not going to get into on this
Right.
show when women have to be involved with other women or they see another woman around their man. It's just
That's a
absolute
lack
bad.
of self-confidence. That's
Well,
ridiculous.
absolutely,
Yeah,
absolutely.
yes.
But guess what? The majority of people fit into that category on one level or another. That's why we're bringing this program, and that's why she's doing what she does. That's why I do what I do, so that we could help people get out of their own way, to love themselves, to be happy with themselves, and then create a better world for everyone involved. And how do you create a better world? Just by making you the best you're creating a better world.
I agree.
And by you doing that for yourself, you're now attracting the person that you're going to be in a relationship, the best him, or if you're a man, the best her.
Yes, relating to his higher self. And Kristen, when you mentioned lack of confidence, that lack of confidence comes from a place of fear.
Yes.
The less confident, the more fearful, the more angry, the
Yes.
more it comes from a place of pain, you know? So I always say a person who is not confused will not hurt another person, because, you know, that's what I mean, having your heart open and having that feminine loyalties, because also women have been through a lot.
Yeah.
Through
Absolutely.
a lot. And what about we all in this together? You
Yeah,
know?
and it upsets me.
Yeah.
Like if you look at some religions, you look at even at the Old Testament, like it's really bad for women. And what do they teach you from the very beginning with Genesis? It's all Eve's fault. And they put it, you know, a man's world, and the women should be kept subjugated, should be kept down because they're the bringers of evil. So it's horrible. And now we've been going through society like that for how many millennia? You know, but again, women are the most important. By the way, I just want to applaud the women of the world.
Oh God.
Love you all.
Something.
Yeah, and men
And it should not be-
And men too.
Oh, thank you.
We
Yes,
have
thank
support
you.
men. We all part of this.
Yes, and that's
yeah.
another thing. Like, no one should get into a relationship with that power struggle. And there's too many people that when they get in a relationship, especially after the honeymoon is over, it's now a power struggle where this is going to happen, where you're going to give this much, I'm going to take this much. And that should never be. And again, there are some people that before they even get into a relationship, they're already thinking that they might not want to get into a relationship because everything's a compromise and they don't want to compromise anything. But you know what? When you're in a beautiful, healthy, loving relationship, it doesn't feel like a compromise. Whatever it might be considered a compromise to someone. You're doing things out of love for yourself, love for the other person. The other person, if it's a beautiful, healthy, loving relationship, is appreciating that and also reciprocating and also doing their best to make the relationship and everything flow beautifully. And when two people are working together, you know, improving one another, improving themselves at the same time and their relationship, they're making the world a better place. And then they're creating from that area of love. The love that they have for one another, the love that they make in their home. It's beautiful. And everyone should have that. Unfortunately, most people are in their own way. Most people aren't comfortable with who they are. They think that they have to go along through life the way others tell them they have to. They believe they have to dance the way people tell them how to dance.
Yep.
They follow the leader. It's a follow the leader mentality. And oftentimes when I start my class, I see people following each other in a circle. I said, well, let's try to kind of maybe walk backwards, move sideways. How about walk diagonally? You know, there's so many possibilities. And when your brain starts to see that, you're like, oh, well, yeah, I can do that. Oh, use the walls, use this, use that, you know. So, and then I cue them, and the more they, you know, I have regular clients who come to my groove classes. You could see how they open up more and more and more and more. And what it does, groove made such an important influence in my life. And I thought my heart was open, but when I allowed myself to really be who I am, it was mind-blowing. It was mind-blowing. It changed my relationship with myself. It changed my relationship with others, with the world. I just allowed the love to flow through me. And of course, I have my bad days, and I just, you know, I mean, come on, I'm a woman after all. Hey, I always say there's always that 1%. You know, we're not perfect. We're humans. We are humans. And that's where also sensuality comes in. We are sexual humans. We are sensual humans. It's life energy. It's life force. Without that life force, what is there?
So how do you apply the oils to the sensuality?
Okay.
So wait, before you answer that, let's
okay.
go with before the relationship, because I know there's like pheromones. Like we all have our natural pheromones, our natural scents, and we all have a very different scent. Like animals are aware of the scent, like they can, so are humans on a subconscious level, on a soul level. We're able to distinguish between each person, even if 5 people walk into the room wearing the same perfume, we have an ability, even as humans, have an ability to distinguish who is who just by your own scent and pheromone, which changes also as well with moods, correct?
Yes.
So, so...
And pheromones are, actually they have done research, and they've discovered that pheromones are the easiest to detect by the brain and fastest and quickest.
Yep.
So, because I guess it goes to primary, you know, mating and, you know, primary instincts. So, and if you want, I can introduce the topic of aromatherapy now.
Okay, sure.
Yes, okay.
I was told that once, you know.
What were you told?
Would you like to?
Wait, time out. The
No.
co-host was told something.
Yes.
No, I was in a movie theater. I was dating a doctor. And
She was dating a doctor,
he said,
everyone. The level.
He said, oh, stop.
Did he have big muscles? Did the doctor have big muscles?
No, he did not. He did not.
That's why it didn't work out?
Oh, gosh.
Well, no, because she's very into the muscles, and I don't think I was supposed to say that.
You say that every show.
You're right, I do.
But she likes men with beautiful bodies.
I'm a trainer.
She is a personal trainer.
Is
so.
there anything wrong with that?
Absolutely not.
Absolutely
Thank you.
not.
Okay. So
I
why
never
do you
said there was
keep
anything-
bringing it up?
I never said anything was wrong with it. That's a beautiful thing. So go ahead. You're dating this doctor. You're at the movies.
And he said that he smelled my pheromones, and I was like, oh, okay.
How long were you dating? And was that night the night? Because because that also gives off, you know, subconsciously.
No, I think we were already
doing stuff.
Yes.
Doing
so
stuff. You mean having
well
sex?
put. Yes.
Are we allowed to say sex on TV?
Well, female, male is.
That is a yes. Okay. So you're already having sex with the doctor.
Yes.
Let it flow.
Yes, of course.
It's some alcoholism.
So he said to you. So what is the question?
Is that true? Like,
absolutely true.
Absolutely
Yes.
true, yes. Your body gives off
here's
certain-
another thing, and you could maybe agree with me or not, or elaborate on it. But we all have our own sense. We have that pheromone that we give off, and you know you'll find that some people that you might not consider as physically attractive, but when you get their scent, you might change. The chemicals in your brain might take it in a certain way where now you want that person, whether. Well, you don't know, but
I'm kidding.
It's
Not
very
yet.
possible.
It hasn't happened yet.
But the thing is this: whatever your pheromone is, and let's say it's there to attract, right?
Right.
But if you're in a bad state, if you're unhappy, if you're in your own way, if you're not comfortable with who you are, and you have all, let's say, issues or baggage or whatever else, your scent is going to change, and it is going to block others from approaching.